Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. In this video we're going to be looking at the Shadow Blade spell. This is from Xanthor's Guide to Everything. It is a sorcerer, warlock, and wizard spell. It says you weave together threads of shadow to create a sword of solidified gloom in your hand. This magic sword lasts until the spell ends. It counts as a simple weapon with which you are proficient. It deals 2d8 psychic damage on a hit and has the finesse, light, and thrown properties. In addition, when you use the sword to attack a target that is in dim light or darkness, you make the attack with advantage. If you drop the weapon or throw it, it dissipates at the end of the turn. Thereafter, while the spell persists, you can use a bonus action to cause the sword to reappear in your hand. And then at higher levels, this isn't where you get an extra die8 per level. This is a little bit different. It says when you cast a spell using 3rd or 4th level, it's 3 die8. 5th or 6th level, it's 4 die8. And then 7th and above, it's 5 die8. So it's a little bit different. So again, this is a little bit wordy. Let's take a look at it. Okay, so we're using the default template. Creates a table with a title row and then as many rows as you want. Title row is always name equals, and every row is in a set of double braces. So start just by letting everybody know it's a bonus action. First row. Second row is going to be concentration up to a minute. And I'm putting these all back together so you can, I'm separating the rows so you can see the rows, but you have to put it all back together to run it. This is just informational. A solidified sword of gloom forms in your hand. So this should be 3 rows. So let's just run this so you can see. Bonus action, concentration up to a minute. Solidified sword of gloom forms in your hand. Okay, and then we're going to do our attack. Now this is a sword. So you are going to, this is not a spell attack. This is a normal attack. It's going to be either strength-based or dexterity-based unless you have some sort of feature that allows you to use other stats than that. It says it does have the finesse, light, and thrown properties. So a finesse weapon allows you to use your dexterity rather than your strength to attack. So it's going to be either strength or dexterity unless you have something that allows you to use a different stat. So we're going to ask them 2 questions in this. First, we're going to ask them, are we using your strength to attack or are we using your dexterity to attack? And then we're going to ask them what level they want to cast it at. So the next row is the attack row. And we're going to ask them attack type strength, comma, and then we're going to have 2 rolls. So we always roll twice for an attack. And we're going to get Kiara because she is our wizard. We're going to go get her strength mod because that's what you use for a melee attack. So it's a 1d20 plus her strength mod. That's the first roll in between these 2 brackets. And then we're going to put a slash and we're going to roll again. And we're always going to take the first result unless we're using advantage or disadvantage, in which we take the highest or lowest. That's if they pick strength. If they pick dexterity, then we're going to get 2 attack rolls using her dexterity modifier as opposed to her strength modifier. So let's just run that so we can see what it does. So it's asking, attack type, is this strength attack or is it a dex attack? So we're going to say dex. And it's 1d20 plus 2. And I do know that her dex modifier is a 2. Her strength is a -1. So it's she rolled a 16. That's funny. She rolled a 1. And her modifier is a -1. So she got a 0 on the second roll. Okay, and then we're going to do the damage. And it's psychic damage, according to the spell. And this we're going to ask her what level she wants to cast it at. We're going to question mark brace, cast at level, pipe, and then we're going to give all the options. You could put this like this if you wanted. And so level 2, 3, 4, 5. This is, she's going to choose which level she wants to cast it at, and then you're going to get the appropriate damage for that level. And that's radiant damage. And again, we have to use the replacement character for the comma because we're inside of a question row with a question. So let's run that row, everything there, so we can see the damage. So we're going to do, let's do dexterity and what level you want to cast it at. Let's say we're going to cast it at level 3. Okay, so here's your attack. And then your psychic damage is 3d8, which at level 3 is 3d8. So basically 1d8 per level, whatever you cast it at. And then we have 2 informational rows that are going to get added to the end. An attack in dim light or darkness is made with advantage. And if you drop the weapon or throw it before the spell ends, you can use a bonus action to have it reappear in your hand. Let's run it. So we're going to use, let's say we're going to use strength, and we're going to do level 4. So that is the whole spell. This is so a DM sees this. He sees it's a bonus action. It's a concentration spell. This is just informational. You don't have to have this row if you don't want it. Here's your attack. You're going to use the first result unless you are rolling with disadvantage, in which you use the 7. Tells you what type of damage and how much. And if you're in dim or darkness, then you get to use advantage. If you drop a weapon or throw it before the spell ends, you can use a bonus action to have it reappear in your hand. So that is the Shadow Blade spell from Xanthor's Guide to Everything. I will put the macro in the description below. If you have any questions, let me know. If you have any other macros you'd like to see, let me know. Appreciate you watching. Have a great day, and we will see you on the next one.